So I recently watched the fourth T20 international between Australia and Sri Lanka. And I think the biggest talking point to come out of the match from last night is how to improve the Australian batting lineup. So Mark Waugh posed that question, and the simple answer is that you drop Aaron Finch. He's been a great player for the Australian cricket team in the shorter formats. However, recently he can't buy a run. So I've got the stats in front of me. In his last 21 innings, he's made 529 runs at an average of 26.45, striking at 120. If you break that down further, in his last 11 matches, he's made 205 runs at an average of 18.63, striking at 108. It's just not going to cut it, particularly when you've got Warner, who's going to come back into the team, Mitch Marsh, and you've got players who can play his role like Ben McDermott and Josh Inglis. I think it's time to move on from Aaron Finch. As I said, he's been a great player, but he just can't make a run at the moment, and you can't keep persisting with someone who's not making runs. As for the person who I think should take over his role as captain, that's simple. It's Glenn Maxwell. I think he's one of the best T20 captains in the world. I think his field placements that he sets, which he does for the Australian cricket team currently, so he may as well just step up into the role full time. I think he's was brilliant last night again. He played a great supporting innings for Josh Inglis, who he made his 40, was practically middling everything. But Maxwell made a 48 of 39 balls, I believe. So he accelerated well at the end, but it was really the supporting role that he played with the ones and twos that really helped set up the game for Australia. The other talking points that I have from the game is Ashen Agar. So it was a bit weird to see him opening the batting, but in a dead rubber, I suppose it doesn't really matter. But the way he can mix up his pace as well as his line when he's bowling is quite remarkable. He does it really well. And so, he hasn't conceded a boundary all this series, which is an incredible achievement in T20 cricket. Someone who I don't think mixes up their line, not their line, but more their length, not that well, is Kane Richardson. He seems to bowl back of a length all the time. And so if he misses his spot, he tends to get hit for quite a bit. So he got hit for a few runs last night, but then when he started to pitch the ball up at the end, he looked a lot more dangerous, and in the end got 2 wickets. So here's hoping that he does that a little bit more. Other talking points, Jai Richardson. I wish that guy was in the Test squad. I think he's not in for some load monitoring reasons, but the guy bowls 140 Ks plus and swings the ball both ways. So he's going to be a special player for a very, very long time. And so, hopefully he can get back into that Test team pretty soon. Some other talking points from the game. I think what really lost Sri Lanka the game was their collapse in their batting innings. But, something that, in hindsight, I wish they did is that they just bowled Kamara out straight away. So he bowled 3 overs straight in the middle of the innings, and then they took him off rather than bowling him a 4th one. And he was giving Agar and Maxwell some trouble. So I wish they just kept bowling him. And in the end, from overs 10 to 12, they conceded 36 runs. So that really set Australia up nicely. So, in hindsight, they probably should have bowled him out. He looks like a really good bowler. He bowls absolute gas. So it'd be interesting to see what he does in the IPL, if he got picked up, or, see what he does in future cricket, because he looks like a promising player. So, now it's on to the 5th T20, and hopefully the Aussies can win that and win the series 5-0.